what really made it special is we're very genuine or very authentic when we did that cast. It's because of that kind of authenticity that people, even though they don't really know Tagalog that much or Filipino, can
5 seconds remaining. FNATIC, turn like that. Turn back. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. FNATIC's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. FNATIC's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. FNATIC's turn to pick. FNATIC's turn to ban. FNATIC. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
FNATIC.
Yeah.
I mean, I would consider that a bit of an upset. I feel like a lot of people started taking Liquid and putting them pretty high up there in those predictions near the end of the tournament.
I mean, how
there,
could you
coming
not?
in.
You've got like the story captain. You've got the new player that comes in. You know, he's bringing a fresh new style. They looked amazing at the last majors, but they are coming up against the wall here after a disappointing group stage performance. We'll see if they can take down FNATIC, and also if FNATIC has something to say about themselves. It's gonna be hype one. What else can we say? We got a black hole. We got a ravage going on.
Yes.
These stuff, particle effects all over your screen. Let's hop into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Lots of team fight, but we might not see it for a little while. We do have a laning stage to get through, and depending on how well that goes for Liquid, perhaps those team fights don't ever materialize for FNATIC because they got those team spells, as you were saying. They got themselves a big black hole. They got don't ever materialize for FNATIC because themselves the boat. I guess both teams are really pretty flush in AoE damage here.
And, you know, not just the AoE damage, it was something that Fog mentioned on the draft panel as well, that rum buff. I think that there was a couple of games last year when we saw the Necrophos, kind of a soft counter having that Kunkka there afterwards, because you get all that damage mitigation right up front, which means you sometimes won't be able to get the kill with the Necro ulti.
Yeah, very true. A lot of sustain, though, overall on the side Liquid, right? You always we talk about these cheesy and cheeky things you can do with the IO. Speaking of cheeky, Ice, yeah, it's looking for that last one. Jeez, that guy just never stops. But we've talked about damage reduction before with the IO, and now you kind of have this double heal thing going on, right? The Necrophos and the IO, a bit of a classic. So either through popping the Greaves or just by using the Death Pulse itself, you're going to be healing yourself. You're going to heal the IO. You're going to heal the guy who IO is playing with, and then you're going to get the heal amplification as well from the IO to that same person. So this gyrocopter is going to gain like 700 HP.
That's going to be a lot of HP, man. Not going to lie. That sounds terrifying to play against. The flip side of that, though, of course, is that you do have the nice lockdown as well as ridiculous burst damage that Timbersaw brings. Granted, in a little bit of an AoE, and sometimes can be lacking when you need to bring down that one particular target. But that's what the rest of the heroes are there for. So FNATIC going to look like they get a little bit of an easier lane for Ice, as DJ will deny out the range creep coming in.
Yeah, if it wasn't easy enough already, right? Getting a matchup versus the Tidehunter. I don't know if we were going to get like musical lanes going on here, how much the team's going to carry about it, and how much can the Shadow Shaman do here? Because we know the guy's got a mean right click. Kuro even starting with the Fairy Fire to try and bob it up a little bit higher. And trying to get those Eidolons. Oh, DJ with the micro. I hear this guy has a very good Enigma.
It's true. He is a monster. And we'll have to keep our eyes on him. Abed already getting the first range creep deny. Nicely played there against Weeha. As we said, those Eidolons die in the bottom lane. And up top, the other one we haven't talked about, Jabs playing on the Leshrac. A hero that has really run the gamut as far as positional play goes. He's absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, and something that he's comfortable with, I guess, and well, speaking of being everywhere, so is Jabs, right? I mean, the guy's played mid, the guy outplayed position 1, and the guy was just playing support, so Leshrac, a hero that fits into all those categories. I would hope that he's going to be well-versed in it.
Yeah, and you can expect that that's going to be the case. A little CS there for Mr. Kuro, gets the last hit on the other one as well. Always nice as a support if you can pick some of that up early on. But like you mentioned, something that could become an issue as this goes on is the Timbersaw against the Tidehunter. This hero so often thought of as the counter for those just melee strength cores, bring down the HP, and you can see he's just getting chunked a little bit.
And the problem is, I don't think they have a kill opportunity before level 3. Once you hit level 3, you get the second point into the reactive armor. Times get pretty tough versus the old Timber, and the Enigma constantly going to be pulling that lane back if he wants to, or just gaining a ton of gold for himself and fully focusing on his farm like DJ is right now, getting some camps finished out, making sure they respawn, and even helping to control the runes there.
As we can see, the illusion rune spawning down bottom, and moving over to that spot already is going to be DJ.
Mind Control's got a plan. He says, you know what, I just won't lane.
I love it. That's great.
This is pretty much what you have to do, right? He's already got the Kraken Shell. Unfortunately, he's got himself a Stoic Shield, so maybe not helping him too much right now, but he's just going to dodge the Timber and say, come get me if you want me, and Enigma doesn't want to deal with him. He's gone into the Radiant Jungle, which is also spotted right now by that ward. So this is a pretty great solution right now as long as Kuro doesn't feed.
Okay, so Kuro hangs down bottom, tries to mess with the last hits of Ice. This was a constant hero that we would see do this as well.
Yes.
The Shadow Shaman when it was Darkseer that was making this exact same play.
Yeah, he's got the big base damage. So currently at 80, he already has 4 denies.
Very, very nice. Can maybe get a couple of pulls off here as well. So this lane looking like it's probably going to be a wash with every now and then Ice maybe losing out on a couple of creeps. We'll see if anybody rotates over from FNATIC to try and disrupt this. But
oh, he's getting close. They better move back one more. All the way back to the tier 3. And you can't blame him. This is exactly what he's got to do. Mind Control. Figuring it out.
Now, Weeha gonna eat a stun as well as a couple of tower shots there, but couldn't get the Tidebringer punch off to him either. And so far, so good. You look at Liquid across all the lanes, they're kind of winning it out, but the big wrinkle that's thrown into that is that, of course, DJ on the Enigma constantly farming.
Yeah, he is making his move now towards the mid lane as well. Just gonna give a little high five to Weeha as he passes through. Well, hopefully not to any farm here. Well, maybe more than a high five.
Well, he's gonna beg it out of there. Misses a couple of Eidolons. And Mind Control just keeping on farming. Already level 4 now. Haven't really talked that much about top lane as of yet. And it is still that Gyrocopter against the Lesh, and Gyro getting a little bit better of him so far, but not by a significant margin.
No, pretty much even up here. It looks like FNATIC just don't really have a solution. you can say it kind of comes down to what Ice can do, right? Because they are trading essentially equally. Ice, he's going in for the hard camp, but at the same time, he's also getting denied occasionally from Kuro. So, depending, Kuro just really wants these at Ice. He should come out on top, right, as the Timbersaw, and then you'd also think that the Timbersaw is going to be the hero that's going to be able to better, push that net worth onto the enemy team.
Goes for the very risky courier
This
move.
is the hardest working courier you're ever going to see at 4 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to send it around the back way.
He's getting the air miles.
That's true. Oh, look out now. Top lane. Jab's already under fire. Trying to bring him down, but Miracle not quite able to get that kill. And it's going to be a salve up and the back away. Again, a very passive laning stage so far. Abed does need to be a little bit careful. He's going to salve up since we have just got level 6. Bounty runes trading off. Looks like it is 2 apiece.
Yeah, just enough to get GH his bottle now too. So if this lane was even before, as you can see Miracle's already starting to pull away, shouldn't be the case now. Should give a pretty significant advantage to them. Oh, I see a line drawn here from Duke saying, go get this guy. Just directly at the Tide Hunter.
I mean, Mind Control's just doing whatever the heck he wants, right? Like, this guy is just happy as a clam, hanging down here in the bottom lane.
This is way better than people jungling. Like, this is significantly better. It's way more gold.
All right, everybody is going to start doing this in pubs, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
It is very frustrating, though, because how do you, like, what do you do?
No.
If you just waste your own time to do it, like, let's say you even kill the guy, he's not even worth that much necessarily, and he's just going to TP back and probably do it again. Yeah. Or he'll have messed up the lane after life's good. But here we go. Haste rune, that's a good way to deal with it.
Oh, that's a lot of Eidolons that are coming close to going down, but Abed pulls back in the Tide Hunter. The lower matchup is alive and well at this point as they will find that kill onto... Well, okay. He misses the chain, but he gets the kill. Ice takes him down. But in the meantime, it's a lot of pressure onto that tier 1 tower bottom.
Yeah, and finally a first blood. 6 minutes. That's one of the later ones I've seen.
Uh-oh. A little bit of a problem as Kuro made the rotation. They didn't quite spot it out, and the stomp is going to come a bit too late. So they find a kill now onto Jabs on that Lesh, and going to get the pressure onto the tower afterwards.
Yeah, evening things up here. They also have that catapult with them. I don't think they want to give this one up. Knowing that the Timber doesn't want to make that rotation, what can the Leshrac do? Can he come back into this?
He's thinking about
Jabs,
it.
He's not sure. He's just sitting at his base.
Well, he's going to come back now, and they do have the missile onto the Elder Titan. Not a chance for a stomp as of yet, but it looks like the catapult is eventually going to get denied, actually. So, yeah, tons of damage onto that tier 1 tower top, and not really that much to show for it. If they're not careful, they might end up going down. Trying to get the D-ward here.
That's nice.
Radiant's
Fresh ward. Jeez, dude just walked into Kuro.
Radiant structures are
It's got back out afterwards. Yeah, in the meantime, Ice is going to get the pressure down bottom, so see if they can trade off these tier 1 towers 1 apiece, although there's a rotation coming in now. It's Weehaw moving down to the bottom. The wraparound coming from Mind Control as well. Does have Ravage available, but it doesn't look like they can really commit for it fully. Top tower goes down. GH getting the Lastodon. They're actually going on him now. Looking for the stomp. Is not quite going to connect. And Abed looking for the X-play afterwards, but doesn't have that many. Oh, God. Aside, they find themselves one. Dubu chasing out Girl, but they're trying to kill off Miracle, and it looks like they will be able to pull him back in, take him down, and GH the one who gets away.
Another solid rotation there from Abed will actually get the kill this time, as Ice isn't there to snag it away from him. And that's the hero you want, right? Slow down this gyrocopter. Of course, Weehaw is getting a little rich down bottom as he's tagging with Ice and DJ, perhaps looking for a scythe on that oh-so tantalizing Enigma. But they're going to bring down Jabs here too, so 2 cores here versus the Weehaw Necrophos.
You do have to be careful, though. Dive like this in a position where you might get caught and killed. It's going to be a quick one for Weehaw, most likely, as he does go down. Very nice rotation.
No Ghost Shroud to abuse. Also didn't even have that many wand charges in the first place, so now I believe we're going to get a trade here, because it's going to be very difficult to try and defend this one for Liquid.
Now it's just sort of the Timbersaw thing, right? Timber chain forward, Ice forces them back, take control of the jungle.
Radiant's
Thing, right? Again, easy peasy for FNATIC. And it's sort of still bringing up that question of, like, is there one side that you're favoring a little bit more? I mean, you just got the Midas on the Enigma.
I do like that. I also like that both teams have their supports in the mid lane right now. Just kind of trying to get to that level 6 a little bit quicker than the tomes will give you. See if you can get some lane XP while your friends are jungling. You can see Abed's up in the dire jungle, just going through some creeps, waiting for the wave to push in. And Miracle also kind of doing the same here to give some space to their support. Something that Liquid has always done in the past, trying to enable these greedier position 5s.
Definitely.
Step lively now.
Much
Your
needed.
admiral is on
Abed
board.
gonna get his dance moves on. Heads off into the jungle to get some more farm. And as you said, need to get that level 6 on Curl. One of the downsides of having that Tide Hunter off to the side and then just denying is he doesn't get any experience in lane. So it's naturally going to be lower than pretty much everybody else in the game at this point. But meanwhile, Liquid a little bit fresh and fanciful here with Ice. Steals away the medium camp. They're literally just like jostling for position over who gets to farm off the jungle.
Well, it was the point that was mentioned as well during the draft was, you know, where's the catch? What are the stuns here from Liquid? And suddenly this the Enigma comes out. They don't really address it right away with the support with the BKB piercing. They wind up going back for the Reaper's Scythe, trying to have something to deal with it. And then just general like low cooldown stuns even to try and handle this Timber Saw. There's not a whole lot to go off.
No, you really need that Shadow Shaman, but as we've mentioned, it doesn't have the levels to do it as of yet, and certainly doesn't have the farm.
He does get great cast range later on, though. That is one thing that the hero is pretty good at. If the Timber Saw isn't very careful when he's going through these team fights, like just anywhere close, you can get shackled or hexed.
Yeah. You can see DJ there just adjusting his microphone. Should be ready to get back going again. You see the go call from Abed. Let's get this game underway. Let's play some Dota. Not us.
No,
Them.
that would not be great.
The 10-minute mark. Rune's coming up. Dubu trying to secure this bounty rune off to the side, but should be easily gotten off there. And FNATIC gonna pick up 3.
Yeah, looks like
Uh-oh. Weeha. Down bottom. They're all road
for
rage.
Black Call if they want it.
He is in some trouble. Malefic's down, looking for some body blocks. Jabs with the haste driven, and they might not even need it. Although he's healed back up to full, and they're just going to drop the black hole right on his head. Mind Control trying to move into the Ravage. Is it going to be on Weeha? Able to get the Reaper Scythe off in time. It does find the kill, but it comes at the cost of his own life. And now, can they pick up jabs? This would be a huge kill for them. And Liquid able to make it happen with the rotation.
Reinforcements arrive. Ice wasn't even that scared. He's still getting hit from creeps. The missile will send him running, though.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So it turns out being a 2-for-1 there overall. Turn back to Dubu.
He's in a little bit of a bad spot. Can they bring him down in time? TP does not finish. And GH is the one of all people get the kill, and now dropping down the wards. There's kills happening all over the freaking place. Abed trying to get the ghost off. Can they get away at the time? It doesn't look like it's quick as having stick charge as well. Bottling up to try and out away. The slowdown coming. Abed's actually making it out of there in time. Ice trying to play interrupts as well. Throwing a couple more flak cannon shots, and now Ice is the one in trouble. He goes down as well. One by one, save your buddy syndrome. It's not the way to do it.
The one thing you don't want versus Liquid is these long, drawn-out fights when the Necros is around, too, just like dragging them under the tower. Sure, pop a Death Pulse, keep things going. I got an IO, keeping me nice and healed, and the only reason Abed gets out of there is because Kuro low levels in the Hex and the Shackles, so he's managed to survive, but they do have a pretty good movement speed right now to keep up with that Timber Saw.
And so often we talk about the importance of taking down that tier 1 tower in the mid lane, opening up the rest of the map, and really actually shutting it down for FNATIC. But a big win there, because they're able to find a couple quick kills for Team Liquid. In the meantime, it does look like Ice is going to try and clear through the Ancient Sack that was built up. That's probably one of the only ways that this could go really tragic for FNATIC at this point, was if that stack got stolen away. But it will be able to finish off his hood.
Yeah, aside from that, things are still relatively even across the board right now. Not a real like standout Timbersaw game in terms of like he's not setting the entire pace of things. It does hurt when you have a death like that, but he tends to wait for that hood. Especially Abed himself is one of the better Timbersaw players at abusing that, right? Where he would just go for this hood super early on and start planting himself in front of the tier 3s, much like Mind Control was.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Vision currently very lax for both teams. I see some words kind of planted down defensively for Liquid. Keep an eye on their own neutrals and potentially stacks as well. But they're flying a little blind up top there. No radar around, so dangerous stuff near FNATIC.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and obviously you can kind of get an idea of where people are at just based upon where you're moving and whether you see people there or not, where the lanes are pushed out. But always a little bit more comfortable if we can get the vision down. Drums finished off now for the gyrocopter. As we hit this 13-minute mark, Timbersaw still the one who's sort of leading the net worth table. And I think the big hero that's kind of fallen behind has been Jabs on that left track. He feels like he's kind of changing his importance and role right now. It doesn't really feel like position 1.
No, I would agree with that. They do need him for the tower push and everything, but a lot of that damage that you take out of that traditional 1 roll is going to be helped out here from the Enigma.
You can see the lane comparisons here. Io Gyro making a lot happen. A lot of that off to that last rotation and continued team fight that they had.
Well, they're trying to catch Kuro down here. Has a TP.
Trying to run. Jabs moving in. Can they get there in time? No, they spotted him. But they turned back around at the last second. So
they had fuels too. I really thought they were going to grab him on that one, but yeah, couldn't quite get that vision at the right moment for themselves. Now the Liquid are going to try their luck here. Ice is on the run, but he's got vision to observe reward, so very unlikely to get caught. He doesn't see the invis rune on a Shadow Shaman though, so that will turn things perhaps into Liquid's favor. Ice playing it very safe, however.
Radiant's bottom tower
very much so. In the meantime, while the pressure is coming from Liquid up in the top lane,
now this is what Lesh does.
Down bottom, Lesh doing what he does.
Yeah. May not feel one in some of the more traditional sense, but he pushes towers like no other at this point in the game. They really want this Blink Dagger on DJ before they want to take these fights, because sure, they went for the Necro's Post as a way to cancel like the Blink Dagger and the BKB, but I mean, first off, before the BKB, when you saw they needed to Ravage to cancel. It's still going to be difficult sometimes for Kuro to get the proper spacing for it too. So once the BKB's there, he's just going to black hole Weehaw every time.
Right.
And then they don't have an answer.
I mean, that's really the problem in this game. It feels like you need to be playing around the vision of Liquid and not giving it an opening there onto Weehaw. Because otherwise you're just going to die in the duration of it.
You talk about stealing stacks though, and Weehaw is after right now. It's got like 4 camps here, all found out, getting those status goes going.
Noble Heart playing. So if IG rolls him over in the early game, I can
So meanwhile, towards mid, they were kind of eyeing it up. FNATIC,
25 minutes.
Jabs was doing a little hide in the trees, get some damage onto the tier 1 play. But in the meantime, it's a smoke up coming
how quick Dota games are these days?
from Liquid at GH,
especially
as well as
back when
Miracle,
you were on
looking
DJ
for
games
an
where
opening,
nearly
and they are
quick,
going to
right?
break now. So they realize DJ's in the area, going to get the missile off to him. Doesn't break the TP in time though. It's not quite going to get there in time.
Yeah, TPs are broken in this game right now. For FNATIC,
Get a heal.
very busted.
Fade has himself an
Again,
invis. Is going to spot out Giga and Tim's over
now
here.
we have the Hood and the Vanguard done for Ice. This
a lot
guy
of
is
information. Gabby
itching
also going to join
see
in.
some
They'll
enemy.
open up. Have that management here. They're going to be able to
This
go.
is sort of the
They're going to be able to over here on
type
Tim's.
of
Going after
game that
TY.
we've got going on right now in Dota. In the
Whoa.
best of ones.
Look at this.
Oh.
smoked up away from the Timbersaw here. So you've got him tangling with Weehaw up top. I'm not expecting a smoke here.
They got Miracle, but the turnaround Ravage there. Open it too, it's going to be enough damage. It looks like already Jabs needing to run away. Abed also was already away from there. And the 4-person stomp, that might be enough to get them out. Shackles are going to land onto the Elder Titan. And with that, Liquid pick up one. But I feel like Fnatic have to feel lucky getting out of that with only one dead.
And there's one problem with that strategy, and that's that ISS can't cancel the TP. So Weehaw does also just leave right in front of his face to ensure that nothing will go wrong in that bottom fight. Great Ravage there, by the way. A little bit of an unorthodox build, I would say, from Tidehunters these days, to just go like Giant Blink, right? Blink this early on the hero, you tend to want more ores and everything, but this also comes back to that idea of just pretty poor catch here, trying to ensure that DJ doesn't take over this game early, and not even worrying so much about the BKBs, just saying, listen, we don't want to get like black-holed early, we lose 2 heroes, and suddenly we've lost like 3 towers.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was sort of trying to talk about before the last fight broke out, and now there's going to be a fight breakout, so I won't be able to talk about it now either. But the big thing is it feels like oftentimes these best of ones, you end up playing a little bit more passive, waiting until you get that first item, that like no rush 15 minutes or so that end up coming out. As they do run into Kuro, and this is looking like a very dead Shadow Shaman as the stun lands. Miracle moving into position. Are they going to try and fight this? TJ's here as well. Gotta be careful. The black hole way down onto both of them with the bolt coming out as well. GH not able to heal him up through that. Jabs getting the walkaway. Wards are still down, but Abed chasing, can't find the Torp. No, Reaper Sight kills off Jabs. The Lesh does finally go down, and Abed also in a little bit of trouble. If Mind Control could run him down there, doesn't want to go uphill.
It feels like Ice is just having a hard time getting involved in these engagements, though.
Yeah.
Maybe he's getting stuck off the side with I mean, he had 500 damage in his team fight. Like, you need him carrying right now. This guy's your highest net worth.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Well, and much more being involved in getting those defensive items, it feels like. And it is very valuable, you know, picking up the pipe. It's a lot of AoE magical damage and a little bit of physical thrown in there from Liquid. If you get all of those team fight items, there's going to be a huge window here for Fnatic to try and really put the pressure on Liquid.
Yeah, it just feels like a Timbersaw who's this far ahead. You would hope that he's definitely having a good lane impact, right? He's helping to push these side lanes a lot, and it is hard for him to shut him down. He play very aggressively, but he hasn't really been able to help like dominate the game like you would hope the Timbersaw does when he's so far ahead.
True enough. 1,000 gold lead right now for Fnatic. So we get closer to the 20-minute mark.
And closer to the Aghanim Scepter on Miracle, where that's where any sort of lead for Fnatic is going to start dwindling away towards the side of Liquid. And you don't really have the same farming mechanism coming out on the side of Fnatic. We don't have that like double bracer into the Radiance build from the Kunkka, nor do we want it, because I think this is a very fast lineup they're trying to play. He's going straight for the BKB after that Spirit Vessel. So
kind of
helping to negate this healing.
A very unique build going for the Spirit Vessel first, but it's just is a testament to how important that item is against this draft, whether it's the Necrophos, you know, or the IO or whoever.
I do think, though, that they're looking like they might have some damage issues if Liquid can get over this hump, because you have Weehaw going for potentially the Radiance. He saved up a lot of gold, he isn't committed yet, but it's looking likely. And then you're going to have the Gyro cover to the Aghanims. He's going to start getting to more and more items after that. And if you've gone for the Spirit Vessel BKB build, Abed's going to have to wait for like a dayless sort of thing, and he's not going to be farming that fast because he's committed so much into fighting items that if Liquid can just dodge and try and build themselves up, then I think the hump past like 30, 35, 40 minutes, depending on how these tower pushes go, looks very good for Team Liquid.
Bounty.
And as we see the 20-minute mark come and go, the bounty runes will be traded off yet again. This time it's Fnatic picking up 3 to the 1 of Team Liquid, with Abed also finding a little invis room, throwing his bottle. Tons of sentries all across the map. You can just see him dotted here and there. And I'm still just feeling like it's one of those games where neither side wants to put a foot forward or out of place.
I don't blame Liquid. Liquid are farming up a gyrocopter.
Yeah.
I do think FNATIC are probably, you know, a little itching here. Like, how is there's still a tier 1 mid and a tier 2 or a tier 1 top with a 10k net worth timber saw? To me, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
I don't see that as okay. They did get the tier 2 bottom, sure. They helped push in there, and it has positioned Liquid much more like north on this map, which is all very good. But I feel like maybe FNATIC could have more.
Yeah. Well, and maybe going to try and make that move soon. Their lead does continue to grow as they farm up the other side of the jungle. And as you said, Tegan Liquid just stuck in this one particular area.
Oh man, he's got so many islands. Whew.
That was beautiful. Yeah. Aghanim Scepter done for the gyrocopter. His farm will continue to accelerate.
They want ice in the mid lane here. They have the Scythe, they have the Ravage.
Gotta be careful. 20 stacks right now of reactive armor, but Mind Control is there, taking it all the way with Solar Crest, and the relocate comes in afterwards. This guy is going down.
That's a problem. That's a pinata popping right there. That's gonna go right to Weehaw. He's now top of the net worth. And you can't be that alone. You know, despite how tanky you are the Timbersaw, that is one beautiful thing about the Necrophos.
Yeah.
Right? It is always going to cut that effective HP by a significant margin.
Well, and it's so interesting too, because oftentimes we see this, the split push coming in.
This is very good. This is the power of taking that tier 2 bottom. Sure, they didn't get the top stuff, but this helps you control Roche as the Dire team. Threatening a push into the bottom lane like this gives you information that they have to leave the Roche pit.
And now finishing off that Crimson Guard as well as a BKB on the Lesh. Maybe this is that timing that FNATIC were looking for, where they want to try and just control the whole map and maybe even start to take some solid fights. Because we got double BKBs, all the survivability items for the Timber Saw.
Yeah, that timing is coming very soon for FNATIC, right? Where they want to make the most out of this Timber Saw, but he's going to get a lot of help. He's starting to be caught up by his allies, which is exactly what you want at this point, right? Timbersaw doesn't need to keep accelerating that much further, but you're getting to the point where all of these heroes need to connect, make use of their quad net worth and triple BKB options here, and take everything that's left here and deny it all away from Miracle.
Much needed. As they pressure through towards mid. Somewhat grouped up again. Maybe go for a smoke play here, possibly.
Yeah, 150 GPM is a lot at this point, 23 minutes in, and you see that recipe in your backpack and you're like, oh, thank you. Like, I need every little bit I can get. Unfortunately for them, though, they won't find a fight before the Radiance is complete. This Necrophos has not given himself anything new for 4,000 gold plus. And now he's a whole new beast. He's going to be farming a lot faster. He's going to be doing much more damage in the team fights.
Yeah.
And helping to effectively remove a little bit of damage from his opponents here. No really super strong right clickers to have to worry about, though. So it's not so much a defensive Radiance in this game, or not offering any value in that regard.
Weehaw is just on another level. He's like body blocking the range creep. That creep wave was so far away.
It creates a potential possible situation for a gank, right?
Yeah, it's true, I guess.
The closer it is to your side, the better things look. Meanwhile,
Speaking of a game, up top.
Oh, that was a BKB. No! You don't get to use that one.
Kill off that Leshrac.
Kuro doesn't even have Aether. And he caught him. Daytime. Caught him sleeping on the Leshrac.
X, though, back towards mid. One Radiance thing about it is that it is not a BKB, and they've got control. But the Earthsplitter coming through. The Ravage as well. TJ Black Coin, but is it enough? It's not looking like it. They do end up still not having that Lesh. X, though, onto GH, pulling him back in. Can they find any extra kills? ICS's trying to escape. Again in the middle of that Timber Chain. This guy is not going anywhere. ICS tries to run. Can they kill him off afterwards? Oh, it stopped too. Miracle still chasing, looking for that follow-up. The Torrent is going to be there. ICS gets to the high ground. This guy's actually getting away like crazy.
The team play there coming up. First, he gets shackled mid-chain, then he gets hexed. He needed everything he could from the man who is his own idol, Dubu. Comes through with the double saves. Look at that damage, though, from Miracle. He is a scary guy already. 3,000 in that last team fight. And DJ was the one who picked up all the gold, about 400 for himself. So that first black hole with a BKB, it does land onto the Necrophos. But you hear it. Liquid heading to the pit. Not having to worry about the black hole, though not having the Ravage as well. Oh, and Miracle, he's flexing. That's why.
Mass BKBs. Now, so many right now across all the heroes. And These team fights feel like they're about to get a little bit weird.
Yeah. I was baiting BKBs out. Who's got it? Who doesn't? There we go.
Jump in, mind control already on top of him. Ice taking a lot of damage, but very maneuverable. The stun is going to connect. The boat's already gone out, but the BKB needs to will not connect. And this time, Ice does not get away. A 3-person stall. Doesn't look like there's any follow-up though.
Came just a hair too late for the save. And I don't think you're going to see much of the cast here.
So Roche going down. Dubu.
Burrow's crazy.
Doing what he can. He spots him out now. And the Hex, does it go out in time? They don't quite have the range.
Gotta play it quite safe here.
But that stomp will land. And while he slept, he might actually kill off Roche. So Roche is going to go down. Miracle picking up the Aegis.
Well, FNATIC, that very good timing for them is slipping away quite quickly. They need to find some sort of like a quick pick onto the Aegis, ideally without the black hole, right?
Yeah.
I mean, saw it last game with Alliance and RNG. The ultimate counter to these big cooldowns is the buyback, but you know what's even better? The free buyback that brings you right back in the action of the Aegis.
Or just kill everybody. You know, that's the other option.
Yeah, okay.
This game's gotten all crazy to me, man. I don't know how I feel about it, because you've got still this like quad core thing going on from FNATIC, but the 3 cores from Liquid just feel like they're that much stronger, and you've got that accentuation of strength coming from the IO as well.
You got the fear of the IO too, right? Like nowhere is safe on the map. You never know.
That is a face that inspires a lot of fear.
That they might as well just put that as an IO Arcana. I just want his floating face. That would be great.
That's a possibility.
Ice gonna come down here. Maybe try to fake things out here. Set it up for Abba and DJ. He's got the blink, he's got the BKB. And Miracle, he's just saying, come on, I got the Aegis. Give me the black hole.
Saw the Spirit coming back to Dubu over on the side. There's going to be the Torrent, the follow-up coming afterwards from GH.
Jabs is trying to wrap around.
Looking for that combo. They already have the BKB out from the Leshrac as they continue to follow down GH as well as Miracle. If they can kill off the IOB good, but the relocate comes in. Last second black hole up to the north of the boat landing on top of it as well. Is it up there? No! The Ravage comes out on to 4. They're going to call him. He's still living. The turnaround comes as DJ is there with the black hole. The shackles onto Ice it's on the side. Means there's not enough damage to throw in afterwards though. Ice seeing if he can find the secondary kill here onto Miracle. There's going to be the X. They have nothing else to throw.
DJ just TV'd out. He's like, okay, we got it. We got a couple kills. We got the Aegis. Get out. Retreat. And sounds the horn, and his allies do just that. I'm going to call that a pretty nice win there for FNATIC. Right? Again, they made that fight so chaotic. So many angles coming through. You got Jabs running up the stairs. He's tagging with Weehaw right there by where the wards are planted. He's popping his BKB. BKB's galore. And the team fight recap. It was indeed incredibly messy.
Yeah. Well, and that's what happens when you get into these situations where, you know, everybody's super mobile. There's not a lot of like low cooldown control, as we can see this team fight or
DJ
here.
right there too. He gets hit by the Ravage, but his blink, he's just the wait, right? Coming back in there, perfectly in there, just to help clean up that last little bit of a double kill and then into the Aegis.
Very, very well played indeed. Now back to live. We still see about the same net worth disparity that we had before.
Gonna run into DJ. Oh, did they? Not see each other? Wow, that was close. Okay, yeah.
Radiant's
Just, you know, we cool. Just pretend you farm, I farm, it's fine.
Don't tell anybody I'm down here. I don't want to be here anymore. So yeah.
He's scanning his way through here. He doesn't have any ops. Girl's just on a mission.
This guy's crazy.
Shadow Shaman, a good split pushing hero, and of course also one of these heroes that can set up for IO relocates. Like the Bane is the traditional one and the one that you always tend to think of. But they went for the Shadow Shaman instead this game.
Yeah, and you can see DJ doing the smart play, hiding off in the trees, knowing that that's where Kuro might be looking.
He's got that cast range talent now too, so he might be thinking about picking up that Aether Lens as soon as he can. It's a tough call between the Aether and the Blink in some games.
There's a couple cool little plays you can do by just dropping wards down in the trees, and then it fills up all the areas, and then you just spot the Enigma.
Yep.
But obviously a high risk, high reward type of play. Zabed thinking about throwing out that Torrent, and mind control. Jason, they'll secure some bounty runes. Relocate in. They're going crazy. Tubu already down, and Ice is just out of it.
Another bailout situation here for they're keeping the gap close. They're not letting this Aghanim's gyrocopter get away from them, which I think is a little bit surprising. Probably speaks to just really DJ, right? I mean, the fact he's got the GPM talent, he's got the Midas, that's what's keeping this net worth close. Perhaps it's a little bit inflated. At the same time, it's hard to overvalue Enigma, of course. When it's DJ, when you make the right plays, and if this guy does get the refresher he's working on, he can single-handedly win a team fight.
It's really insane how strong that spell is when there just isn't really a counter, particularly if you can find Weehaw in the midst of a fight. There's nothing else for BKB Black Hole.
And he is all in. Spends his last pennies on it. Oh, and a smoke, of course, picked up to go with it.
Well, on the other side of the map, Liquid, together as three, they're going to smoke up and look for that relocate gank. Obviously, GH and Miracle sitting very close together, ready to come into the fight at a moment's notice. And well, you gotta be so careful though. I don't know if they're prepped for this. DJ, double Black Hole available.
Isis has to be really fast here on the Lotus. Kuro reveals, and
yeah, they see him now. The rest of his team is so far away.
He's going right towards them.
Move in. Does have that Lotus Orb for the moment. Chase trying to get away. This is Chains. Oh, I say he's in trouble. He's gonna get Giga Reapered. And he's going to go down. And the turnaround coming, though. FNATIC, they really want to take this fight. This is bold as brass. They want to find this big Black Hole play, but they don't have their Timber Saw. He's dead for 100 seconds. Jabs goes for it for Weehaw. He already has his BKB. This is looking a little bit testy right now, Dubu. DJ's going for his element. They've already got the Soldier Lords down as well. Jabs, super low. He's just dead. FNATIC, they're in a terrible position. They managed to find DJ as well. He goes down. FNATIC, a death is not an initiation. As they find themselves another 4 dead and Miracle gets the triple.
I think they feel it slipping away. They have the same ideas, like what their timings are, and I feel like they maybe capitalize on this. And Weehaw made that call. He just starts pinging. He sees the Enigma, and Mind Control jumps. Just like, if we ravage this guy, and we catch him in the tree line there, we win this team fight.
32 minutes in, only 2,000 gold lead, but you look at these, no buybacks. They fully invested for that fight.
Oh yeah, and Isis was so close. I mean, this guy was 80 gold away from a buyback. Potentially, someone they might have needed, right, if they had any hope of winning that team fight.
Well, moving up towards the high ground. They don't have wards, but you can see Weehaw's willing to go up there without any creeps even. Liquid smelling fierce, sort of seizing this moment as they move up towards the high ground.
They're not stopping.
They're going.
They want that full tier 3. DJ's going to put a little bit of a question mark on this, I would think. Are they really going to go for the racks?
This is crazy. I mean, they don't have the Kunkka for 20 more seconds, but they do have that double Black Hole, and you can see that Lesh is actually TPing up top already.
They're dancing back and forth a little bit here, but yes, indeed, they will commit, and a full lane will go to Liquid.
Well, heads up play from them, recognizing that there was just that chance to take the fight. And you can see here, it was set up like they wanted to go for that DJ Black Hole, but Mind Control found him.
It is such a risky play, too. They're trying to take the Timber Saw down, but I can understand, like, they're trying to get them all clumped up. They think they see their moment. There's no sight, and this is right there as DJ just instantly, right there, ping, boom, got him, guys, get in there. Yeah, see you later, Enigma.
It's so tough. And obviously punished heavily Liquid, a team that you can't afford to make mistakes against.
Back in the live game, they almost found him again. But
yeah.
No worries there, Miracle, yeah.
They're feeling themselves. DJ getting caught out there.
Pretty much the expected reaction of just like, not find my right moment there, guys. All right, next one.
Another smoke up. They know that they have all of their abilities yet again. Miracle caught a big jump. This could be their moment as well. They follow through already there. The big Earth Splitter comes through as well. She's super low. They need to find another. Can they get another? Kuro caught again. X-Torrent. The combination comes out. And this is all without Black Hole.
That ward into the ancient camp. Well done to spot for the Torrent. Typically in place you expect there to be a sentry, but there was nothing covering it, so they didn't see it from Liquid. Dubu makes the play, and well, we're there. I mean, this is just like when Isis Ice died. FNATIC look a little stunned. They're kind of running around in circles like, okay, what do we do? Where do we push? Where are we going here, guys?
Roche respawning again in 2 seconds. I mean, they're going to see it, and they're going to go for it. There's no gyrocopter for 35 seconds. Ice Ice runs into Mind Control, going to try and get a little bit testy with them here. See what he can possibly do, but back and forth the pendulum swings.
I think he's going to lose out on both those bounty runes.
Yeah.
Well, Well, they know the Roche is up. I believe Dubu was in there like seconds before it spawned.
Yeah, that ward you're talking about.
Dubu just kind of chilling the tree line and playing that one down to set things up nice and easy for the team.
It's just so much damage so quickly. That's part of the reason why these BKBs are so valuable, but also they're not immortality. You need to be able to not be stunned to make it work at the beginning.
So they've now brought the top lane and the mid lane right to the side of this plateau. They put some wards up that they know are going to get dewarded, right? You got an Observer and a Sentry up on the pillar here for FNATIC, but they're trying to find some good fight here. Miracle just runs in.
Abed's there, DJ ready to jump as well if they want to. Need to be careful though because ISIS is not with them. He's TPing over right now. As they already go in, Jabs in super deep up against Mind Control. You need to be careful when his BKB wears off, but it looks like Liquid just want to back out. Kuro caught and gonna be killed.
Great play there from Jabs. Man, Jabs has just been playing solo in these team fights, and it is working.
Yeah.
He's really abusing his BKB. He's kind of reading, like, if Miracle's on the other side, I'm just going to try and go mess with the back line. And not the typical, like, position one stuff you expect, because that's not really what the Sledge-Rack is doing for them. He's fourth on the net worth right now.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give some special permissions over to DJ.
It definitely feels like DJ is the real carry in this game. And needs to be the one to hit those big black holes. And even just the threat of it right there, you can see that Liquid not willing to clump up together to try and take the fight. Always just giving up one kill instead of forcing a really bad engagement.
They'll continue to keep these lanes in good stature for themselves here. Miracle forced to drop the call down. Try and send them back. We very aggressively split pushing on the side lanes, but you know, we talked a lot about BKB piercing and everything from the side of Liquid, but FNATIC, they would require the black hole to really deal with this if he wants a BKB TP, or perhaps the split earth, I suppose, as well. Sorry, not split earth, the earth splitter.
You know, as soon as I saw those,
I know,
mess those up at some point.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen. You know, split earth, if that was BKB piercing, now that would be good.
That's the buff he needs, right? Leshrac needs more buffs.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be so balanced.
Uh-oh. Mind Control again moves forward. The big watermelon daring somebody to go at him. Miracle coming in afterwards. Highline intercept. Ice. Also up front and center. Now facing off against the gyrocopter. Everybody waiting for their moment. A Hex is out as well. Does Mind Control decide to jump? Jab just runs at him.
They are not
lift up.
They're so split.
They need to be careful though because there's only 1 or 2 ways down from this high ground. And Miracle now, the back line's dropping down very low. Pops the BKB. Good way to force it out. He's not able to find the Reaper sight to turn this one back around. It's only nothing. He didn't hit anything. They've got the refresher, but does he have the mana to go back in? He does the regen rune as well. Look at this. They're running in all over them. The shackles are there as well. DJ trying to find a black hole, but look at Liquid. They're beautifully placed. DJ, it's just going to fall apart. The Ravage comes down afterwards. Liquid running through FNATIC.
Weehaw spaced himself away there too, and DJ felt the pressure to go on to him. There was the sight, but he turned for it anyway. And look at that whole team fight. Liquid are so far apart. They sent Miracle up there. The only reason he was forced to BKB is because that Spirit Vessel. Yeah, right? He's trying to like stay alive, keep the damage going. But absolutely masterfully done there from Liquid, and that's why they're one of the best teams, because they look at their opponents and they say, how do we lose this fight? What are these guys trying to do? And you know they're fishing for that black hole, so you just don't give it to them.
Hide away, stay to the side. Doesn't matter if the fight looks weird. You have the sustain on this Liquid team.
I mean, there were moments where they start coming together a little bit, and you could see someone's face calling, split, and they're just running in like random directions in the team fight. It doesn't look like the optimal play, but they understand it's the only way for FNATIC.
And you look at these guys, Liquid, cool as a cucumber, just gonna run forward brazenly and say, deal with me, FNATIC. Right now, they don't have the answers. Kunkka's still dead for 17 seconds, and Timbersaw, he's out of action for a minute. So the tier 3 tower gone, now looking for the set of racks, and DJ's and one last ride. Let's see if we can go in there and deal with it.
Oh, Liquid's here, the tide has come in.
It's 25 seconds until Black Hole is up. They have the sleep gyrocopter not stopped and hitting the towers because of the Aghanim Scepter.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And the building's going tier 4 towers. They forced the cliff.
Knock, knock. Hello.
They need to have an answer. Still a couple of
Anybody home?
right now. DJ hiding back away again, seeing if he can find a good angle, but it needs to be Liquid and give it to him, and it's not looking like it's going to happen. Miracle making particle effects fly all over the freaking world as he's going to get caught out there. Black hole on his zip. Is it actually him? No, they interrupted, but they were able to take down the Aegis at the very least. It doesn't look like it's quite going to be there. The Storm comes out, it wasn't able to time it perfectly. Ahmed trying desperately to hold on to these racks. They're dropping meteors down from the sky, but Dubu not able to get the stomp off. They jump in another round. Ice trying desperately to hold on. A triple kill DJ. Can he find his moment? They need to hold on. He jumped for the black hole, but he didn't get Miracle. Miracle trying to close out this game. Can they take him down in time? No. DJ will fall. And with that, Team Liquid are moving on. FNATIC out of TI9.
They really tried everything they could in those team fights. Couldn't have asked for much more until those.
Five seconds remaining. Keen Gaming's infamous. Keen Gaming's turn to pick.
It's hard to be able to beat the best of one phase. Eliminations on the line here at TI. This is absolutely one of the most fun times to be able to cast Dota, and one of the most heartbreaking, the best of one between Infamous and Keen. The South American representatives who have been turning up at the group stage weren't able to get the top 4, but are still here and trying to make history for South America, as no team has managed to make it past this best of one phase coming out of the South American region. Maybe Infamous has the best shot to be able to do it here.
Yeah, and on the flip side, you have almost the runt of the Chinese scene, a team Keen where everyone sort of forgets about them. Even RNG comes in a lot more heralded. For me, I feel like Keen, this is where the buck stops. You defend your home turf, you walk away, and suddenly you're in the same placing as a team like RNG, and who knows what can happen.
I mean, you heard them in the interview. They were talking about the pressure that comes with being in Shanghai and having all these fans behind you. Very, very passionate fans that, for the better and the best of times, are going to support you and love you, but in the worst of times, they know when they mess up, they said it themselves, our Weibo is going to get overloaded if we make some serious mistakes here in this best of one.
Yeah, and their road is not going to be easy, because I believe after this they have to play, they'd have to play Liquid, right?
Oh,
But that's also the best way to make fans.
yes.
You knock out the defending champions on your home turf. I mean, the cheers, they don't love them like they love LGD.
Oh,
They don't
no.
love them like they love
BG
BG.
Gamer LGD strolls up. Everybody's like, oh, LGD is invincible. You know, Vici Gaming's talking about how much they love LGD, how they look up to those players. Nobody's talking about Keen, but the fans, the few fans who have stayed late into the night to be able to watch Keen, they are not facing pushovers. Infamous. They looked really good in the group stage splits. You and I got to cast a lot of them. They are an aggressive team that you heard it from them themselves. You know, I don't even follow that much of Dota 2. I didn't even really follow the players. I'm just here to play the game. They look just like that inside the game. They look like doesn't matter whose name tag is on what hero. They're just here to outplay you.
Yeah, and I think that's really helped them a lot. That fearlessness, not really respecting anybody's name. Keen, not having quite the expected group stage that a lot of people thought they could have, but I mean, there's always one random team at TI that happens to do really well because it's unexpected, and that could be them this year.
Look at this. We are going to have those lane swaps. And what Hector did, he's hanging around the mid lane. He's finally going to head down to bottom. They want Old 11 in that matchup against the Bat Rider, I believe, but he is going to be gone on almost immediately. Fortunately, that Heavenly Grace will manage to spare him from all the sticky napalms that he had on him, as well as the slow that comes out from Rayfire Blast after the stun phase.
And I always say that you need a few all-star performances just to make things easier for yourself, and Hector is definitely a player that they need that kind of performance from. Was completely dominant in the groups, had such a good run. We need that from him again if you're a South American Dota fan.
Chasing down Old Chicken, getting a lot of damage out from Schofield. Whisper and Schofield, they've been quite the deadly duo, almost finishing off Old Chicken there. This is an aggressive duo that's going to make a lot of space for their hard carries of both Chris Luck and Hector.
And this is one of the few times where we're going to see Whisper actually prioritize in the laning phase cap. So many times during the group stage, they sort of just fed him to the wolves, made him get into some 1v3 situation as Schofield just try to secure Hector's farm.
And on the other side, we've got in our mid matchup, we've got Yeez Kunkka against Chris Luck. A player who had just an outstanding performance at ESL 1 Manila. Looks to be like one of those talents who could definitely see a long history in Dota 2 given his start here.
Oh yeah, he was absolutely dominant in India. Just worked pretty much everybody. I remember he had one of the highest first blood rates.
Oh yeah.
He would just solo kill by level 4 almost every single time.
He was just outplaying everyone.
And he was definitely their star there. And they're going to need a performance like that from him, especially in a best-of-1 situation. Something I noticed about Infamous in the group stage is oftentimes they would win the first game, sort of get figured out a little bit more in game number 2. So maybe this best-of-1 format could help them, but we'll see. As it feels like Keen sort of had a hard read going for that first pick PA.
Yeah.
It feels like they kind of expected the type of heroes that Hector could play and felt like PA was going to be good against both of them as they make the rotation down to bottom. Kaka already has 5 stacks on him, getting pretty low.
Purification doing so much damage. The Heavenly Grace isn't up for a few more seconds, but Infamous give up on the dive.
This Omni Knight still farming just fine under his tower.
How do you expect this matchup to really break down looking at some of these heroes?
I think the Enchantress is not as good against the PA as they think it is.
Yeah.
PA has Blur, she has the ability to gap close against you, so she can't just chuck impetus shots at you. More importantly, a lot of the attack speed slow that you get from the Untouchable gets negated by the fact that she can just Stifling Dagger you, and the bonus attack speed that you get from the Phantom Strike too. Plus, Enchantress just sort of has a low HP pull. She really relies on that Untouchable, and PA can definitely burst you.
Yeah, this is definitely a situation where Keen kind of got the lanes that they wanted, right? They got the Omni Knight versus that Bat Rider. The Bat Rider unable to pressure the hard carry of Keen, and then the PA in turn can do potentially a lot of work against Whisper, but we're seeing that Schofield is having a significant impact in the lane thanks to his tag team.
and this mid lane matchup relatively even ever since they took away the deny mechanic at bottom lane.
Toss back, Hector. Just trying to deal with this pull that was happening from Keen.
Sailing now.
Either team would love to be able to pick up a kill in the next like 10 seconds, as we do have the bounty runes spawning. And I'm thinking Schofield should be able to secure at least one of them top, so we'll see what Hector and Stinger are able to do in this bottom lane.
Almost feel like Schofield should just rotate towards that bottom lane. I don't know how much he gets accomplished at top. Believe you just want Whisper to just get levels right now. He's going to make his way towards the rune, going to find the sentry.
Yeah, it looks like the aggro dual lane should be able to get the 2, and Tusk secures another one on the other side of the map. So that's going to be 3 for Infamous, including that. The mid lane matchup, 33-5 now for Chris Luck against Yee's Kunkka, 28-5. Is this how this matchup is supposed to go now that some of the deny mechanics have been taken away?
Oh yeah, normally you'd see the TA at like 12 denies at this point, but because the deny mechanic's been taken away, the Kunkka does just fine. The only thing that's sort of annoying for him is the regen fight, just because it's so hard for him to burn out refraction charges.
Perhaps that's part of the reason he's gone for Bottle, and Courier's been spending a lot of time in that mid lane. We'll see whether or not he can get the 6-minute rune.
I think part of the reason why he decided to go for the Bottle was so he could play around the power runes, just gank out the side lanes. He doesn't really have a support that can rotate in and get an easy kill from him in mid lane.
Yeah, Witch Doctor and Rubik both kind of, they don't have great amount of kill power solo, right?
Yeah, and Schofield gonna make the rotation down towards bottom.
Hector's quite low. This could be our first blood. Snowball's coming in. He does manage to pick up Hector, but Hector does get burned out. Kaka secures the first blood before he goes down. Old 11 with the Heavenly Grace is actually going to turn and fight Stinger back. Even with the Firefly up, Omni Knight remains unafraid of the flames.
Chris Luck finds the DD rune at bottom lane.
Oh, with the double trap slow. Is he really going to die? Oh, he gets the courier! Oh, Yee! Miss micro there, leaves the courier right behind his hero. That just sets it up for a clean side blades kill.
That's just one of those situations where you don't, it never really happens.
Yeah. You just don't really think about it until it's too late.
Oh, he just sent it directly back, didn't even bother microing it, thought he was fine as he was going to make the rotation down towards bottom. That's what I expected, for him to try to get aggressive into the side lanes. Plus, I think that's a little bit of a tilt move.
It's just
like getting a kill on a Tusk at that point doesn't even feel that good.
Yeah.
But once you mess up in that situation, you want to make the play that recovers it.
Stun out from Hector. Schofield moving forward with Stinger. But again, feeling like they just really can't pressure this last pick Omni Knight. They came out from Keen that was supposed to be able to address both the physical damage that comes out from the Wraith King and the TA, while also providing a dispel against this Bat Rider.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but as an offlaner at bottom,
just quickly takes away that Wraith Fire Blast slow damage over time, and again, is able to push back Infamous. They really just can't get aggressive like they want to.
if you're playing Omni in a game like this, normally the only time that your game is actually ruined is if your laning pace is bad, right?
Yeah.
And if you get the levels, I mean, your hero sort of just becomes unkillable anyways.
Yeah, it's like one of those great situations both the Bat and Omni Knight are in, right? It's like, as long as I can get to level 3, level 5, I'm just going to feel more and more powerful.
This is one thing, by the way, that Infamous does more than almost any other team. They stack the living hell out of the jungle.
Yeah.
They make sure, Hector, don't worry how your laning phase goes. You're going to get recovered in some way or another. And this is exactly how they do it.
And this is one of the things that we said is, like, sometimes, you know, they would just leave Whisper in these really terrible lanes, but it's not a bad idea to give Whisper a good lane because of how much they focus, giving Hector and Crystalluck these free neutrals, these free stacks and such. Hector taking a big nuke out from that purification, tossed back, but now the telekinesis is gone. Hector will TP to the shrine on the other side of the map, trying to be as efficient as possible. Hector always has really good reads about that stuff.
Yeah. Are they going to swap the lanes entirely then? If Hector makes the rotation up towards this top lane, I feel like they have to.
Yeah,
Whisper probably has to go bottom.
Whisper is about to pick up level 7, so he's
Oh,
More
Chicken. They're gonna go on him.
Old Chicken is gonna be caught here. The snowball actually went out to the neutrals. Schofield just trying to get closer to Old Chicken, it seems, after the blur, but Old Chicken just can't get far enough away from Whisper with the eye shard to be able to finish him off. Whisper starts laying some damage out on Old 11, but he's gonna pull him back into the combo here. But they don't really have the damage to threaten this.
They want to go on Dark right now.
3 levels of the heal, and now they're going to be able to get the slow down onto Dark. A fresh snowball is up. Nice shots. He's got 1 or 2 left, but the cast just perfectly sent out at the last moment.
And a very good Torrent at the same time. Otherwise, probably would have gotten the extra hit onto the Witch Doctor to get the kill, but E right now, not a whole lot of successful rotations. And he's going to get out-farmed by this TA in the jungle. He really wanted to make these plays work, but Enchantress just doesn't die in those positions.
No, she does not, since like everybody's been going for the Nature's Attendance maxed out. It's so hard to challenge this hero, and Whisper is actually staying in the game right now, as they're going to be able to catch Dark, who's trying to protect his tower, gets the vision up, but immediately Infamous kill him, make sure they get the bounty runes, and now Whisper's going to rotate over. He waits until they've secured the bounty runes first, and it looks like he may have just gotten 3 for his team, almost killing Kaka as well, but a fast reaction from Kaka that's TP out. Whisper knows the damage wouldn't come fast enough.
And they did swap the lanes out. During that entire time, Stinger was farming bottom. They didn't make the rotation until late, just because Whisper was able to get that kill, and Hector defaulting to the jungle.
I love winning!
And Old 11 is doing the right thing right now, Cap. He's staying on top of Hector. He's making his laning phase as annoying as possible. He knows that he TP'd up here, and Whisper TP'd up bottom, so they're reluctant to make the switch.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be in the one-on-one matchup against this Enchantress now that she actually has all the damage that comes out from Impetus. The smoke up, the first big maneuver here from Keen Gaming, looking for a successful move to shut down Hector once again. They have done their research. They know exactly how Infamous likes to be able to play, and that is stacking the best game possible for Hector. And with a rotation like this, they've secured at least 1 death on him, and no rotations from Infamous. It looks like they're just going to leave Hector out to dry potentially, as Stinger kind of rotates over, but Hector is going to be caught by another X marks the spot, and he just stops moving. He knows his life is forfeit, and it's all space as Whisper tries to take down that bottom tier 1.
That is such a nice rotation, because they see that Schofield is low and mid, and he's fighting Old Chicken. They know he's not going to TP in. Whisper just TP'd in the bottom lane, so not a lot of support coming from him, and that's part of what Wraith Kings rely on, is that fear that nobody will go on them at all because of the counter rotations.
Yep.
But the timing of that was just almost too good for Keen not to take advantage of.
And that means Keen will not only kill the Wraith Kings, but they'll also, all that space that was given to the Enchantress to take that tower, they just even things out. Telekinesis toss back there. It's going to be able to lasso on Kafka, but not actually pulling him to the TA for fear of a boat coming in. And Grislock trying to... Oh, no, there's a sentry already placed, so immediately gets stunned up. Whisper's now in trouble. It's Nature's Attendant trying to save him. The snowball back into the team. Oh, it's going to be the bubble there. They also have he punched them in the air, but they all just get wiped in the river. Infamous completely misread that situation and bleed out heroes very rapidly.
There are 5 heroes right now on the side of Keen. They want to take this mid tower. Infamous, maybe they just thought it was going to be some 3-on-3 where they could back them up, but everybody from Keen made the rotation over, and as a result, they're going to get rewarded with this mid tower. So crucial to the rest of their game, because against a team like Infamous that decides to go these hands of Midases on their carry every game, you want to punish this. You want to get into his jungle. You want to force him out. Old 11 is a hard kill. He can do moves like this.
I mean, just little things like being able to take like one neutral camp away from this Wraith King. That's not going to be bad. He even body blocks it. He goes through and is going to try and catch more CS. Just kills the skeletons.
Yeah, you have a TA that wants to farm one side of the triangle. You have a Wraith King that wants to farm the other. They don't have the easiest way to push out lanes. It's really just the Bat Rider 5 position that does it. And he doesn't really have the levels to do it cleanly. So you're put into a weird position where Stinger gonna run into old 11, but they don't really have map pressure like they'd like to.
Nice.
So losing that mid tower is pretty big.
They do manage to get the ops.
Oh, bottom lane.
Dark actually kills one as well. Oh, the melt miss there. An old chicken dances away into the trees. I don't think Chris Luck really thought he could get the kill there. And oh dear, he maybe caught the Tusk is coming in, trying to save the day. Ice shards, okay, that's in the wrong direction, a little odd, but Chris Luck is going to turn and try and fight E with Coco Drum as well as Spirit Vessel. He is going to be able to snowball into the neutrals, but again, King Gaming just bringing the extra heroes here to be able to take the fight, ensuring that they will bring down Infamous every single time they meet these heroes. They know that Hector is too busy farming, that as long as they 5-man, they'll be able to take any fight against Infamous. Now they're going to be able to catch Whisper as well as Spirit Vessel, preventing a lot of that heal. The early pickup from Yi, just a smart read of this game and how to be able to dismantle Infamous.
And Infamous, it feels like they're rushing their moves. Going on a PA in that position, just as a solo TA, you're almost definitely not going to get the kill.
Yeah,
he looks at the timer too. She was about to get another creep wave connecting to her, so she could have always just blinked back.
Look at this, I love this. Keen. They get kills like this, and then they're just immediately going to smoke to the other side of the map.
And the entire team is farming right now. You have a Tusk that's hitting neutrals, a Bat Rider that's hitting neutrals. Hector trying to push out this top lane because he knows that somebody has to.
That could not have been a more beautiful read. The sucker punch from Kafka as he'd stolen that one away. He's even going to be able to get Nature's Tendon. Surprising that Whisper is still alive, even through that Spirit Vessel. He just said, oh, that's the kill, and ran to look for more. Now he has to come back to make sure they finish the job. Whisper finally dies.
They take quite a bit, and that's going to open up the space, but it never feels good having to trade deaths for space. And that's what Infamous has to do right now. They still have a pretty good gold advantage, despite the fact that Keenan has gotten the last 5 kills in a row. Everyone just kind of farms really quickly on the side of Infamous. That's what Hector's known for, being put into these weird positions where his team gets behind early and kills and loses map control, but still finding space on the map.
Is under attack.
Yeah, you pointed this out during the group stages, is that Hector is actually well regarded by a lot of the Western players as being a very proficient farmer.
Yeah, and once he gets his Radiance, the next timing will hit. But I sort of feel like with Wraith King, once you get the Radiance, if anything, it just speeds up your farming time even more.
Yep.
So you probably just want to continue to hit creeps almost.
Yeah.
At least for the next 3 or 4 minutes after that fact. You want to take advantage of the fact that you can clear creeps so quickly. On one hand, you can use the skeletons that you spawned to farm 1 stack, and then you can push out the lane using the Radiance.
It almost feels like these Wraith Kings get Radiance, and then they just keep farming until they have like level 18 and like 1 or 2 items past that Radiance. They want to be able to reach that like really dangerous mid game that like Alchemists do.
Yeah, I don't think you're fighting this Kunkka heads on early.
No.
If you look at his item build, he's decided to go for the Spirit Vessel.
And that will mean that the scaling of King Gaming may fall off with the amount that they're 5-manning, running around the map. You can see the win probability, though, heavily favoring the home team.
Yeah, I think the idea is that PA is going to outcarry any of them, which might not entirely be wrong if you just look at the sheer lack of disables that they have for them.
Schofield, no snowball, and he's going to be caught in disable after disable. Snowball's going to come a bit too late unless the ice shards can separate the two, but there's just another X marks the spot.
Again, they just have to trade depths for space. What they're really trying to do is divert them away from the towers right now, Cap.
And they are kind of doing that. They've only lost 2 towers so far, but surely, like, Keen is still keeping up in net worth, and at some point in time, especially with the PA Battle Fury, you're gonna reach this really big power spike. And you should just be able to start mowing down towers. Bevy was said he would be surprised to see the PA Battle Fury. Why do you think Old Chicken went for it this game?
I think almost all PAs in situations like this would go Battle Fury. It feels good as a farming mechanic. It makes it so that you don't feel so all in the mid game. Plus, it's just one of those items, like, it feels good all around because it gives you mana regen too.
Yeah. So we could see from Old Chicken's current predicament, definitely use a little bit more mana. Stinger going for the creep cut right now, being chased by Yee's Kunkka.
Ferosh.
Even the boat being thrown out here, Stinger is going to get spotted finally. He actually goes to lasso TP away. Q play by Stinger and does win to buy a lot of space, but the rest of the team is focusing on Roshan. And as we've been talking about, it doesn't look like Infamous is looking for a fight.
What's weird is this was a first pick PA, but it looks really good against all of Infamous heroes. Like, for the most part, all the cores are physical damage dealers. Yeah. They rely on the hit. And this is like the weirdest read that I've seen in a draft.
Yeah.
They're like, we know all your heroes. It fits into this category. PA is going to be good against all of them.
Keen. He smoked up immediately after the Roshan. Hoping to be able to catch somebody here, but all the important heroes on the other side of the map, Whisper is pushing out the bottom lane while the Wraith King farms up to that jungle area. Just about to complete its Radiance, but Keen Gaming knows there's no reason to slow anything down. They just want to make sure that Stinger doesn't actually catch anything. Oh, they do have the X on Dark, so he's going to be pulled back after a quick heal.
And the side lane push out, we've seen this so often from the side of Infamous. They want to avoid these fights early on. And they're even pressuring this bottom tier 2 towers. The skeletons are going to work, but he kind of briefly TP back. He wants to continue that pressure. Mid lane Schofield almost
does get jumped on, but no disables.
And they're just buying really good time right now.
Yeah.
They're taking the tower up the top. There's a BKB on this Templar Assassin. And they finish the Radiance. This is pretty good item timing, despite not getting a kill for so long.
I think Keen Gaming have almost focused too much on trying to catch these heroes that are split pushing them, and just there is a lack of objective pushing, right?
Yeah,
on the
that's
side
what
of
Bevy
Keen,
said
they
too.
just don't have great heroes to hit towers.
He wanted something that could hit towers.
Yeah.
In the draft as the last pick, but they decided to go for the Omni Knight. You have a very 5-man heavy lineup as a result. Plus you went the Spiritual Vessel on the Kunkka. Yep. It's going to work in the first 30 minutes of the game, but eventually this build, it'll start to fall off.
It seemed like a cute idea, especially with the way that he could like X marks and then defend that like bottom lane push by just one shot and then back to the mid lane he goes, or the way he tried to hunt down the Bat Rider to prevent him from being able to split push. But in the end, addressing just one of these lanes hasn't been enough. There's always been a second lane that's being pushed in and objectives are being led away.
The one thing about it is Infamous is out farming them across the board, and they're going to grab this tier 2 tower, so somehow, despite not getting any kills, they're just getting more towers. than Keen Gaming.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But what it does come down to in Dota, and especially at TI, is the team fights. So we'll see if they're able to keep up in that department. They have such a physical, damage-dealing core lineup. And there's an Omni Knight on one side, and you've got Blur on the PA. Naturally very good.
Yeah, it's definitely like Infamous. They can split push all they
Dire's
want,
top
but
tower is under attack.
you pretty much always, in order to win a game of Dota, have to be able to beat the enemy team in a team fight. So Infamous are going to have to take that eventually, and it's going to be against a Deso PA, so that's closing in pretty quickly. Going back for the minus on Whisper. He says this is going to be a long one, and I'm going to plan accordingly.
I would agree because Keen doesn't have catch. If your offlaner doesn't come with catch, it usually means that you're not going to take the easiest of fights. So you just sort of have to 5-man. You don't have that option to just roll them with 2 heroes and get kills easily. So you're going to run into the BKB TA. This might be the worst target for them to run into.
TA is going to be able to get off the BKB, jumps into the back line, but there's going to be saved from the Omni Knight. Kaka is going to be okay for now until big punch from Schofield to be able to finish him off. Schofield will be sacrificed in turn as the paralyzed cat slowing down both Hector's here now and Whisper, but they're going to show up. And you can stun on the hold of 11. Look at that damage coming out from this Enchantress. Heavenly Grace won't save you, my friend. The Omni Knight falls. And Chris Luck, look at that, one more. Next hero, Old Chicken. He needs a target to be able to jump away to, and he's got one in Yi, but a big shove from the Infinite. It does miss. The toss, snowballing in. Ice shards forward. The Raid Fire Blast nails the PA. Can they overwhelm him? They're one of none. This is a dive that will be able to win the fight.
And they're going to surround this PA right now. Ulted up by the Bat Rider, nowhere for her to go.
Absolutely nowhere. Jumps over to the Conga, but they had the Iron Shards well in place to be able to block her
take
out.
this tower
That
too.
is 4 dead, and yeah, tier 2 is going to fall just like that.
And Infamous has answered the question. All they needed was that one team fight. They didn't get a kill for something like 12 minutes, and it happens in a hurry. And 23 minutes in, they're threatening for the tier 3.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Do a little bit of damage, not trying to push their luck. And I think that's something that, you know, Infamous, and there were points where I think they got a little undisciplined. They lost some of the games because of that. But one thing that they really didn't do too much was try and push high ground before they were actually ready. And this is a good example of that. Maybe it's just because in part of how much they love to be able to farm as we look back at that fight and see Old Chicken just try and make escape after escape. But Infamous, you say Keen, you know, lacking catch, Infamous has a plethora of it.
Yeah, the pride of South American Dota. I mean, they're able to just follow up so easily. They have stun after stun. They've got multiple ways to gap close. They've got blink daggers aplenty. And I feel like Keen, they almost missed their timing window by 5-manning too much. They would often take these smoke ganks where they just run into one hero. It took them way too long to kill Whisper when they did run into the jungle and found him. And all it really did was open up space for his 2 side lane cores.
Look at that.
And the one
Midas from Hector.
The one thing that we know about Infamous is like they farm really well,
Yeah.
and really efficiently. And it almost feels like Keen, I mean, they got way too gun shy. Once they got the Aegis, they weren't really willing to commit for the push. They kept dealing with the side lane assault, and it just lost them so much time. But they're going to go for the 5-man again. I think they're sort of resigned to this fate with their item builds and the type of heroes that they have. They've got to go for this raid boss PA. But even having an Omni Knight behind her, she still needs a BKB.
And their goal, right, is to be able to convince Infamous to come back and fight them. But Infamous are refusing to do so and just keep on pushing the other side of the map. So eventually, Keen, they may be the ones to come back in style. They're going to try and defend this here to at least get a team fight out of it, but they're going to be a little slow to arrive as Kaka does manage to get the telekinesis as a rate fire blast to be able to get the chain stun. They don't really want to jump Hector right away. They're not going to overly commit into this reincarnation. They finish him up and then start retreating, especially with that Heavenly Grace on Old Chicken, allowing him to back away from these slows pretty easily. The X-Marks spot allows him to be able to jump back in, but the toss snowball actually bought the time, and now the lasso on Old Chicken fades away nice and fast from the Heavenly Grace, but there goes that on the ultimate, and will be able to find some time with the pure damage coming out from the Enchantress, doing so much to Old Chicken, he actually has to back away. Without Old Chicken, they're lacking on damage. Infinite knows that. They're just going to march forward, catch whatever heroes they can. That's only going to be the Omni Knight for now, with Infamous say, great, fantastic, we got a tier 2, we didn't lose the team fight, let's back up, control the map again.
That is a very head-scratching decision to try to go on Hector, who, I mean, he already has the ultimate up. And this is not an easy kill either. He opted to go for the Blade Mail so that he could just get a little bit more armor and to try to dissuade the PA from going in on him. And Keen, they really rely on that Coco's Rum. So when they threw in the boat just to take out the first life, it's so hard for them to get any sort of follow-up damage.
Yeah, if it was like, if they could have actually brought him down without that, and then commit the boat into the second life and take that big team fight, it would have been fantastic. You saw how low Hector got that second life, but it was just too much. Is that Schofield snowball, and then the damage comes out from the Enchantress, threatening the PA's life. Once the PA's out of that fight, Keen have nothing left.
And you see smiles abound on the side of Infamous. They're happy about this game. They know the pace of the game is definitely favoring them right now. And for Keen, it almost feels like they're feeling the pressure. They're going for these ill-advised 5-mans. I mean, they're taking whatever fights present themselves, but they really need a BKB on this PA. Even though the blur is very good, they're just sort of chunking her down with magic damage.
Perhaps the pressure of being able to play in front of the home crowd is getting to Keen, and how they've gotten so gun-shy. They just don't want to be making any mistakes. They're playing not to lose rather than playing to win. And Infamous, they're only looking at victory right now with an 8,000 net worth lead at 27 minutes in. Very few kills, but that's been to Infamous' advantage with all of these Hand-to-Midases and farming heroes.
Yeah, and they've got a BKB now on the Wraith King too. I mean, they're in prime position in this game. And could you imagine if I told you that this is what was going to happen? Infamous for most teams and for most analysts was a bottom 2 team. For a lot of teams, this would be a free draw, but I mean, they're proving they don't roll over for anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Compared to our previous best one with Team Liquid there, I'm sure Keen thought they were pretty fortunate to be able to get Infamous instead. But as you said, the South American powerhouse is proving not to just rumble over. They will have a fight though. Keen, nice snowball coming out. Schofield gonna be able to save a Whisper. Can he actually get him out in time to torn the ball? Almost enough damage, and he is able to get to the final swing. Now a stolen Lasto coming up from Kaka as he does manage to grab Chris Luck, taking away a lot of that BKB timing, and Infamous know that with Whisper gone, they can no longer take this fight confidently. They're going to try and retreat, make sure they don't lose any more heroes. Schofield will manage to slide away with that Blink Dagger.
Roshan is up though, and they're pinging in that area. Old Chicken already going to start this for his team. Enchantress doesn't have buyback yet, and with no lasso on the board, Infamous might be a little bit more reluctant to take this fight. There's no BKBs. Hector just gonna run in.
About to come back in, looking at Chris Luck immediately. What a snowball! On to old 11 and Kaka controlling him up. It's telekinesis. Prospect does help get some control, but it's not good enough. And Stinger flying over them on the side. We do have, they're trying to chase away this tough best possible. The Melt Strike on Hector. Melt Strike after Melt Strike. Chris Luck being able to bring down Dark again. Now old 11. Schofield trying to get away, still away from that X-Mark. This is spot. Look at him now. He's taunting saying, you can't finish me off, boyo. I've got the Walrus Punch. That's the touch that Infamous need to claim Roshan.
And now this half HP Roche is just there for free. Infamous is just thoroughly outplaying Keen right now. They're consistently getting to the back line. Keen can't protect either of their supports right now. It feels like this Omni Knight's job is too complicated. His head is on a swivel right now. He's trying to get to his cores. He has to turn around to help his supports out. And they're just going to go for it right now. There is a glyph available, but with so much time left on this Kunkka, 36 seconds until he respawns, doesn't have buyback. Infamous, they're going to take this tower very quickly with a Deso.
They certainly are, especially Hector. Get out some skeletons as well. 10 seconds on that. 20 seconds on the Kunkka. We have a fresh BKB on the Phantom Assassin.
He needed one so badly. The Omni has to be able to protect the backline.
It just seems like Keen in that last Roshan fight, probably not expecting Infamous to take the fight to them 4 versus 5. Got a little laxed in their positioning around the pit.
Yeah, the supports got completely caught out and suddenly the numbers advantage swung the other way.
I mean, just start immediately out of the fight with Chris Luck executing him, and then they just get stuck in this funnel of death in the river area, which Infamous are going to be able to work really well around between the Radiance Burn, the Firefly that's out from the Singer, where he can play on the cliffs, Schofield being chased by E this entire time, but had multiple ways to be able to save himself with ice shards and snowballs.
By the way, if you just check the amount of farm that Chris Luck has, he has an MKB and a data list completed up. 1,200 gold on top of that.
That is massive, and he's being greedy too. He's holding on to the Aegis and the cheese, even with the Deso, or the Daedalus rather, in his backpack.
And you could see the distress on E's face. When they flash to him,
yeah.
He can sense that this game is rapidly getting out of hand. They can sense it slipping away. And Infamous, I mean, they're getting stronger as the minute passes by. They're marching down mid again. They've got 2 lives on their TA. They've got 2 lives on the Wraith King. There's so much that Keen have to deal with just to win a team fight at this point.
Schofield making drawings up to the top lane and bottom lane. I think he just wants to be able to hem Keen in as much as possible.
Look at that discipline from Infamous.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, Hector looked like he kind of just wanted to go straight into that bottom lane of barracks through the mid lane, but Schofield said now is not the time. We still have shrines up, guys. We have plenty of time on this Aegis. There's no need to rush things.
And they are looking like such a veteran team right now.
Yeah.
They're pushing in the lanes before they go for some sort of blind push. And that's what Keen did, if you recall. Keen sort of just went for it down mid while their 2 side lanes were in distress. But Infamous is being cautious. All their lanes are in a good position, and now they're just going to go for it.
Hector starts banging on the tier 3. Chris Luck not joining him too much, make it a shot or two just to be able to go. Oh no, he's going to jump forward and immediately take out Kaka, popping his BKB, looking for his next target. The Heaven's Halberd is going to be able to buy some time for Dark, but not long enough as he just gets toasted. That's a double kill for Chris Luck with the Meld Strike getting the fastest in. Omni-Knight finally forced to be able to throw out his ultimate, but now he's being pulled back and all that pure damage. Triple kill for Chris Luck. He looks for his next target. The boat coming in. He's going to take his time, backing up. He has the Blink Dagger coming back in. Old Chicken still managed to jump in and finish off Schofield, but another Heaven's Halberd on it. Chris Luck stalling up this damage. Old Chicken tries to throw the daggers after him, but this Templar Assassin with the refraction.
They're going for Megas right now.
Yeah, they're just going to go for the Megas. They're going to force reaction out of King Gaming. They say you have to fight right now. 8 and 3 versus 5, or Megas is ours.
And they've already taken the top racks with the skeletons, and bottom shortly to follow. 33 minutes in, they take Megas.
Because of the X, got a free jump on to the Kunkka, and just like that, they managed to get the Megas. And now Old 11, he gets executed quickly on the spot. He slowed down, paralyzed the cap runs between the 2 of them, though, with the bone on top of it. Chris Luck does take a large share of this damage. He does have the Aegis, though, and he's okay with it, especially thinking PA, she buys back, but Team Gaming stuck inside their base, and Hector says, that's where I want to go. I want to go all the way into the fountain. I want to find some more kills, but he knows he may have just overstepped himself a little bit. They do have the snowball. Now they jump outside the fountain. Hector's really trying to fight. Quickly taking out the PA. Thanks to Whisper, laying out the damage. Team Gaming are forced into the fountain once again, and that's GG Gaming. Called a GG and Infamous. Make it past the best of ones.
Unbelievable.
Victory. Your turn to ban. Five seconds remaining. Your turn to pick. Your turn to pick. Your turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Your turn to pick. Your turn to pick.
Anti-mage. None shall hinder me.
Prepare for battle.
I go. I go. Onward. As thou will it.
Thank you. I am
Speechless. Truth compels me.
30 seconds to battle.
Out of my way.
The battle begins.
Magic shall not prevail. Yes. The path is clear. The true path. I vow thy ruin. I'm under attack! Truth compels me. Out of my way. Have at thee! I go. Als nay. Begone! 'Tis on thy head. Spawn of sorcery. Blessing. The path is clear. I go. As thou willest. Now at costs. Onward. None shall hinder me. The true path. Yes. Get thee hence. I light in the darkness. By grace. Yes. I lighten thy load. Truth compels me. I go. None shall hinder me.
That was not yours.
The true path. As thou wilt. Out of my way. Vile creatures. The path is clear. I'm under attack! Get thee hence! To aid my cause. Have it! No sorcery shall claim me.
Learn from your mistake.
I renew my oath to defeat all sorceries. I go.
Your top tower is under attack.
Onward.
Welcome to the secret shop.
The true path. Onward. Spawn of sorcery. Magically dashed. I. Truth compels me. Come and get it! I go. Thou hast paid the price.
Double damage.
I go. Vile creatures. The path is clear. Yes. I'll strike thee down. Out of my way.
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire
As thou wilt.
structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack.
None shall hinder me. Truth compels me. The true path. The path is clear. Onward. I go.
Your top tower is under attack.
I go.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
None shall hinder me. Begone! Now count thy costs. Out of my way. Yes. I. Tis on thy head. Out of my way. Haste! As thou will it. The path is clear. The true path! What's thine is mine. I light in the darkness. The reward of virtue. I light in the darkness.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Double kill. Dominating. Double kill.
Truth compels me. I. I go.
Your top tower is under attack.
Yes. Onward. None shall hinder me. Onward. As thou wilt. The true path.
Dire structures are fortified.
Be gone.
Mega kill.
I am not thine.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'll give them a drubbing they'll not soon forget.
Your top tower has fallen.
Shadows take us.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your middle 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 tower has fallen.
Yes. I go. Truth compels me. Vile creatures. Tis a blessing. The path is clear. Tis on thy head. Spawn of sorcery. None shall hinder me. I go. I'll strike thee down. Get thee hence. Turn magicus, thou art mine. I vow thy ruin. Out of my way. I vow thy ruin. The true path. Truth compels me. I light in the darkness. I'll strike thee down. 'Tis a blessing. Spawn of sorcery. Well-gotten gains.
Shadows, take us.
Yes. The path is clear.
Killing spree.
Be gone. None shall hinder me. Magic be dashed. As thou will it.
structures are fortified.
I go.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Unstoppable!
Onward.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
He's mine. I go. Out of my way. Out of my way.
Then. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
Tis on thy head. As thou will it. Vile creatures. Get thee hence. Reward virtue. I go. Onward. The path is clear. The true path.
Your top tower is under attack. Dire
None shall
structures
hinder
are
me.
fortified.
I go. Yes. I'm not ready. As thou will it.
Regeneration.
I go. Tis most rewarding. The path is clear. The true path.
Vanish!
Truth compels me. It's not time yet. I'm under attack!
Dominating!
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower
Beset on
is
all
falling.
sides, still I prevail. None shall hinder me.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Onward. Out of my way.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Yes.
Dire structures are fortified.
Get some! Vile creatures. By grace.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I go.
Monster kill!
Turn magic aside. I turn magic aside.
Double kill!
The path is clear. Thou hast paid the price.
Your bottom tower is under
Out my
attack.
way.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I light into darkness.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I go. The reward of virtue. As thou will it. Get thee hence. I go. Onward. I'm under attack.
The enemy's top tower has been denied.
Truth compels me. None shall hinder me. Yes. Out of my way.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Spawn of sorcery. I go. The path is clear. I. Grace. Truth compels me. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack.
I vow thy ruin.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
None shall hinder me. As thou wilt. Thou art mine. The true path. Onward. Magic be dashed.
Allies disappear.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I go. I go. Truth compels me. Have it! Not yet.
Killing spree.
'Tis on thy head.
Dire's structures are fortified.
As thou will it.
Killing spree.
It's not time yet. The true path. I go. None shall hinder me.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
What's thine is mine.
Your bottom tower has fallen.
A blessing. I'll strike thee down. Manta. Out of my way.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
The path is clear. I'm not ready. Yes.
Dominating.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack.
The stout heart knows no fear.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
Kill!
Onward. I go.
Unstoppable!
As thou wilt.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Spawn of sorcery. Not yet. Truth compels me.
Allies
Yes.
disappear.
The true path. The path is clear. fear in the face of evil.
Shadows take us. Killing spree. Dominating. Double kill.
How long I've waited.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I. Onward. To aid my cause. Out of my way. None shall hinder me. I go. I turn magic aside. As thou will it. Have at thee. The path is clear.
Mega kill! Unstoppable!
Onward.
Double kill!
The enemy's top tower has
Be gone.
fallen.
I'm under attack.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I fear no vile sorcery.
Haste.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Take us.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Truth compels me. None shall hinder me.